Hi there, great to see you. Can you tell where I am yet? No? Well then you might just be on drugs. Prepare to be educated. Hello there, Steven Greaves here, putting you in the know so you can just say no. You're watching this because you'd like to know more about drugs, and who could blame you? Ecstasy's the drug in question. It's a favourite in the drug scene among little party boys just like yourselves. You may think this is just a harmless ordinary pill here, and you'd be right because this is a vitamin. But if this were an ecstasy pill, you might be wrong. Dead wrong. And you might also be dead. Imagine you're out and about with your friends. Perhaps you're having a great time, perhaps you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're having a nice wholesome cigarette and a beer with one of your friends. A great night, you might say. And you'd be right. But things are about to take a turn for the wrong. Suddenly, someone arrives and all too coolly offers you some E he got off a mate. Everyone's doing it, he says. It's fine. You decline because you say it's not your thing, but that's not how junkies work, is it? Pretty soon he's forcing the pill down your throat like the junkie you are, and you love it. But pretty soon the night's changing direction. It starts with a longing to listen to trance music. Pretty soon you've been dancing in a club for 3 hours and you're too hocked up on goofballs to notice it. You're telling everyone you love them, but they see through you like the cracked out hippie you are. They know you're lying. You're feeling a little funny. Your head is light, but it's not unpleasant. Lights seem more interesting and it begins to feel as though colours are more vivid. You find yourself back in the club. You've been on the floor this whole time, the fall spraying both your ankles and one of your legs. You have no idea what's going on. It's confusing. You're feeling hypersensitive, but you're not able to feel anything. As your consciousness is slipping away, you're only slightly aware that you're now foaming at the mouth. Your vision fades. The curtain closes. The end. Except it's not, because for junkies like you, things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. You notice the bubbles coming out of your mouth, but you're so busy tripping your balls off on happy pills that you think they're out in front of you. You try to poke and pop them, but in real life they're not bubbles at all. They're actually the breasts of a beautiful woman who surely would have fallen in love with you had you not been such of a cracked out chum waste in the first place. She, now also high on ecstasy from just being within your presence, will now see you as a threat. Great job, wino. Now you've ruined 2 lives. She grabs a sword from a man adjacent to her. She slices at your head, attempting to behead you. Just as this happens, however, you notice things aren't quite as they seem. And that's when it happens! The lights seem to be getting brighter. The room is moving in strange ways. Suddenly the light is not a light. The room is not a room. The tap of information has opened. Pure light floods the room, overwriting the software of your mind. You are no longer a man, you are a wave function, a mathematical operator in the anti-life equation. You lie at the cross-section between heaven and hell, orbiting the ontic supersphere of human consciousness. Great job, lame-o. Now every sentient being in the universe is experiencing your crappy psychic projections. What do you want, a medal? The sphere gazes into you. It loves you. It wants to accept you, but there's something wrong. The problem is you. Your mind is cubic. The sphere does not divide. You're a square peg in a round hole. You think you're so enlightened, but you're actually just in a cage. A cage of drugs, probably. Your mind is still growing at an alarming rate. You're focusing your chakras to try to slow yourself down, but it's too late. You've become universal. The immortal godhead of the 11th dimensional supersphere. Like anyone gives a crap. You have become Death, Destroyer of Worlds. You finally know your purpose, to speak the anti-life equation, ending this cycle of the universe. But as you open your giant cosmic lips, Well, you forget just what you were going to say, didn't you? Couldn't you keep it in your mind for 5 more bloody seconds, you little pill addict? You're back in the club. The woman with the sword is bearing down on you, swinging it with all her force. If you're wondering why in the hell someone would bring a sword into the club, well, look no further. The man she got it off was on ecstasy, and he has no idea either. If you're wondering how he managed to get it into the club, well, that's even simpler. The bouncer was on ecstasy. He was too busy thinking about trance music and how he needed some gum to even do his job properly. I mean, really. She slices your head like hot butter. Your body lies beheaded on the floor of the club, covered in your own sick and piss and Wrigley's extra gum. All because you couldn't stay away from drugs. And you might say, well, I don't want to go to a club, I just want to do it at home with some mates. Well, we've run tests. You will go to a club because the ecstasy will tell you to. And that's not a call you can say no to. Thanks for watching. Don't do drugs.